What's up, guys? Tim Halstead here, ready for episode 3 of tearing out the 408 Cleveland and switching to the DragBoss 427 aluminum Cleveland. So people had said they want to kind of see me tear it down or take it apart, which is kind of cool. I mean, a lot of people don't post stuff like this on the internet, so I figured, you know what, might get some people interested into it. And so it's kind of tough doing it ad lib, so to speak, but you get what you get. You don't have a fit, so here's the deal. I'd already taken some of the bolts out already for the intake previously and kind of broke it loose, so I wasn't yanking on the damn thing and injuring it, trying to remove it. So it comes off pretty easy. But this is a Scott Cook Air Supremacy intake. It's a beautiful looking intake, flows very well. I think it really needs more cubic inches though. This 408, it worked well, but I think it'll do better with 427 cubic inches. It's a serious intake. But it's interesting with Clevelands. I've been building them for, well, 37 years. Been racing the same car. So with that, kind of get used to the way things are with them. So I got my little work board here. Got to give thanks to Mark Benser, Braden at Quick Performance for helping me out. Good guys to work with. But usually when I tear a motor down, I like to have it on top dead center and compression, which I already did. And just take it apart slowly. Go through the firing order. I don't know if people index their spark plugs. In my case, I do. Otherwise, it closes the gap. That's how tight it is. You know, you can see the carbon marks on the pistons from the valves just kissing it. I looked in there with a scope to check it out, to see how it was doing. A couple months ago. Really haven't done anything to it since put it on this stand. Just been too busy with life. But I don't know what other people's experiences with Clevelands, but like I said, I've been racing them for a long time. I've had 357s, 377s, 383, 385, 408s, iron heads. The only aluminum heads I've ever ran were these A3s. Had good luck with them. Just kept building the same combo, rolling with it. So it's cool, you know. So I had a goal of 950 with this, and I would have done it if I would have kept going and changed the ring gear. Got ate up because the starter got loose. I just didn't have it in me. I didn't want to go through all that. So I said, the hell with it, man. I didn't break anything. I got that block. I'm dying to get it going. Just because then I don't have to worry about any of the oil issues that people have. And there's no secret with a Cleveland, man. I just do what works for me. Everyone's got all these methods with lines and all that business. You know, it's clearances. No one likes high volume oil pumps. Well, they work well for me, and that's what I've been using in a 9-quart pan. You know? So that's how I roll with it. I like these sheet metal valve covers. think I got them from Australian Muscle Parts, but they're really from the U.S. I think Williams Performance is the guy that makes them, but I don't know. They look wicked though. You know, like I said, I gave a shout out to Mark Menser. The dude hooked me up big time with shocks. Gave me the first set made for, you know, this mounting for Mustangs or Cougars. And it kept me from doing, I don't know if you can see the pictures, probably can't, but it kept me from doing giant wheel stands and smashing everything to just coming up 1 to 2 feet in the air with no issues. Nice smooth run. So I really haven't messed with them. I really want to just get the motor together, going down the track without braking. I had a lot of issues with, and I'm going to post a video too, where you can see the fuel pressure gauge acting up. And it happened from after I did a wheel stand, dragging a fuel pump across the track, jammed the gears into the plate, was shooting metal filings through the system, giving erratic readings. You'll see it. I'll put a video up. It's kind of interesting. You know, the biggest thing about tearing something apart, just be organized, man. Be clean. You know, put it on a nice clean surface, and I organize everything in the bags where they belong. Intake bolts, I put them all together and label it. Then you don't have to worry about losing stuff, and you know where it goes. And in this case, it's going to go to Meyer, Tim Meyer. I don't want him to go, oh, where's that bolt? Who took this apart, bozo? So I like to be organized. You know, I just use stock motor mounts. I would have to say, I really like Joe Grippo. He's got a cool looking setup, and other people do too. I appreciate the motor plate look and functionality, and I would like to switch my car over. I don't know, there again, it's like lazy versus what works for me. You know, I don't have any issues with motor mounts. Never broke anything from them, so that's a whole different question. I want to get into that over the winter. I don't like to get into too many different projects, especially if I haven't raced in a couple years. I want to at least get back to the track by April, not June or July. So I use a TMEYER electric water pump. I'm telling you, it's the best damn pump. Never have any issues with it overheating, and I'm telling you, that pump's from 2002. And got to give out a shout out to Rob Wall, Iron Maiden. Long live Iron Maiden. That car was wicked, man. I love that thing. Just pure evil looking. So got to give a shout out for that. But lots of people say, oh, you know, can you drive filled blocks on the street? I don't know, I do. Don't bother me. This thing, I drive it on the street. It's not like I'm driving, you know, from here to California in it. But I can drive around the town 5-10 miles, you know, to a car show, go get some ice cream, whatever. Go to the hardware store. So it's cool. And it runs good. It's got good street manners. You know, 14.7 it idles. It doesn't get hot. So, and the tranny doesn't seem to get too hot. And those are the things you got to worry about, you know. They say, oh, don't drive roller cam on the street. I don't know. It comes down to the bottom line is the oiling system. You know, if your oiling system works, then do it whatever you want. You know, if it ain't gonna work, you'll find out soon enough. Give a shout out to what Chuck Finney, I hope I'm saying that right. He's always encouraging about stuff like this. But he was saying, oh, you gotta make the videos 10 minutes. I don't think I could talk 10 minutes and go through 10 minutes and have enough interesting stuff to say that people really care about. But here's an Aeroflow timing pointer. Looks nice, seems to work good. I bought the plate from a dude, who was that? Bill Deal. That's a whole nother story. But it's pretty cool. We're going to use that on the DragBoss. And I like to put little plugs everywhere, keep things sealed. I'll tell you what's a cool little item is this little thermostat housing. I think this was, damn, I don't know where, you know what, I got a new one sitting here. I'll tell you where it's from. Brand new, it's high energy. These are cool, cool thermostat. And I do use a thermostat, the correct one. I'm telling you, I do what works for me. And this motor likes a thermostat. I think it's a 160. Might be 180, I don't even know. Never runs hot, so I'm good with that. Here's my tranny back here. I think I'll go through that just to check it out. Check the clearances out, make sure nothing's getting hot. You know, it's always easier to do it ahead of time. It's just costing you some gaskets. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's how I look at things. So hopefully people are into this, watching me tear this thing down. You know, I'll show you a little bit closer vid of it. You decide if you're into it. You know, subscribe to the channel, share it if you want. People might be into this that aren't Cleveland fanatics. You know, and this is kind of, it's, you know, that's what I'm into is Cleveland. So, but it's the same principle for any motor. You know, anything that can make this faster can make a Chevy faster, a Mopar faster. You know, it's all about attention to detail. You take your time, you measure things twice, cut once. That's how I look at it. Whether it's surgery, sewing someone a finger up, you just pay attention and do it right the first time. I'm interested to see how these old heads work. I mean, this is 1980s technology. Jeff Klabowski, I think it is. I think that's how you say Jeff's name. It's been so long. From Modern Cylinder, ported those way back in the, well, when I met Meyer, Tim Meyer, and that has to be 2005 when I was talking to Buttermore about the, when we were talking about doing the Cleveland block. Because I wanted to be the main distributor at one time. But that all went by the wayside. And you know the history all behind that. And it's coming back now with Tim Meyer. We have a product. If you're into Cleveland's, it's gonna be crazy, man. I just can't wait to see how they run without that little bit of a glitch that they have at times. And I've learned to work over it, the oil system. You know, I don't have any issues with it. Works fine for me. Restrictor plugs, you know, or I'm using cam bearings here. I use a high volume pump. Everyone says don't use it. Whatever. You do it. What works for you. And 9-quart pan. You need a lot of volume for them. But I don't do the line that goes from back here to the back, I don't know, I think that does nothing. But I think that's about it for covering this part of the tear down. But I got to get this done, get it boxed up and get it shipped out. Figure out what my next plan's going to be. Thanks for coming in, share this, and later.